So, Bill, what do you have to say about your experience in Kenya up to now?
Well, it's not quite what I expected, and yet it's not too bad. I enjoy being here, and every day you learn a little bit more about the customs of the people and how they live and how they survive. And even we're standing here by our chicken house and just having to raise chickens and work in the garden and try to raise other things to keep our food bills down. It sort of shows you that these people, that's all they do from day in and day out. And here we're trying to do this besides learning Khmer and taking care of the ministry part. And I think for myself, sometimes the Khmer is sitting on the last shelf. And I think that has to become number one again, so that I think the ministry would not be so bad in itself if I knew the language. And I think that's the biggest drawback, is the language.
That's for sure, yeah. Oh, language is the major struggle. Everything takes twice as much, 3 times as much work trying to prepare to do something, rather than and then not being effective with people when they come even to the door and those kinds of things. So no, it'll take a long time. But anyway, yeah, the people are really accepting and supportive, eh? So that's a big thing. But like even these chickens, like you sort of get surprised at what people are buying chickens for or selling chickens. Like they said, like a bird, we're buying this rooster here for 400 shillings. Well, that's like, in their terms, that's like that's 400 shillings is $10, eh? Yeah, that's right. It's 400 shillings is $10. So for them to come up with 400 shillings, that's like 4 days' wages to buy a rooster, eh? So it's some things are strange, when you compare them to the wages and that. You say, well, why are some things so expensive, eh? It's hard to understand how people could buy them or exist when the cost of them are quite high, so and that's why they don't have that kind of thing very often. They wouldn't normally eat chicken. That's when Bill made a chicken meal there for those lads, eh? They just really enjoyed that, eh? When we had after Easter, the 2 fellows who work for us plus Julius, our cook, came. So Lawrence and Douglas and Julius were here for supper, and they just really enjoyed a chicken meal, eh? So that was a real special treat. They said, Douglas said, "Oh, I'll never forget that meal. I'll never forget this meal." And you're being invited into the priest's house for a meal. So it's true. A lot of those things that those are special gifts, eh? That they really rejoice in some little things, eh? That happen, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Too. They also don't have refrigeration, and so the other day when Julius and I were killing 2 or 3 chickens, and I was putting them in the freezer, and then one of them, Doug, said, "Oh, we would have to eat those right away. It would be slaughter them and then eat them right away, or I could at least keep them for a few days before, so I can gather them together to have enough for one great big meal again." Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, same like when you said that we went down to Kaedieni school there. They had a big celebration one day, honoring some of the past principals and headmasters and some other teachers there, etc. Anyway, they had to eat that whole bowl all at once. They cooked up the whole bowl and invited all the parents and children, and they ate the whole thing. One big celebration. So that's how it's feast or famine.